Hi, my name's Jeremy, the mechanic from Halifax Motorsports. Today we're going to be doing an oil change on a 95 Honda CBR 600 F3. So these are a few of the products that we're going to be using today. This is AMSOIL synthetic 10W40 motorcycle oil. That's what we're going to be using for our oil today. Also a KN 303 oil filter, which is a great little oil filter. Just like so here. We're also going to be using a 17mm wrench and a 17mm socket with a 1/2" drive ratchet. And our specification blue book that we use quite often here just has all your specs in it, amounts of oil that you're going to use. Next thing we're going to do is remove the fairings using this T-handle and a Phillips head screwdriver. We're going to start after we remove the fairing by loosening and removing the oil fill plug. Next we're going to get our drain pan ready and we're going to snap free our drain plug with this 17mm socket. Make sure for this step that your drain pan is securely underneath the bike for when you remove the plug. The oil does come out very, very fast. So as your oil is draining from the bike, it's a good time to check out the drain plug. This particular plug here is not a magnetic drain plug. I do usually install those on all my own personal bikes. The reason is because it attracts all metal shavings in the engine. So it's just a real good indicator. You can look at the drain plug, see if there's a excessive amount of shavings on your drain plug and let you know that there's a problem somewhere inside. Now that your oil's done draining, we're going to go and stick your drain plug back in. When installing your drain plug, make sure that you look up the proper torque specifications for that particular bike. You just don't want to strip those threads where they are white metal. The reason earlier on in the video when I was showing the different things to use, some of you may have been wondering why I was showing a 17mm socket and a 17mm wrench. The reason is just because you can't fit the socket and the ratchet in here on the 17mm nut that is on every K&N oil filter, these cartridge type. So we're going to start by pulling that off. After you've removed your filter, what you can do is take your old oil and your old filter to any motorcycle shop, anywhere that does oil changes. They will dispose of it for you. We're going to use this contact cleaner just to spray it on the oil. What it does is just thins the oil and makes it run off a lot cleaner, so you can get it off your pipes and you don't have a smoky mess when you start up your bike. So I just gave a quick spray of contact cleaner all around the surfaces where our new filter is going to be seated. You just want to get any grime or old oil off of there. Something to also look for when you're doing your oil change at this step is there is a round rubber O-ring right here on your filter. Sometimes on certain occasions that O-ring will actually stick to this surface of the engine. So then when you install your new filter, you're not getting a proper seal and it will cause it to leak. So just be sure that you have a good inspection there and make sure that you've got that old O-ring off of it. So next, when we install our new K&N filter here, this is a KN 303, we are going to fill up about half of the filter with oil. There are different opinions on that out there. I think it's a good practice. You got to remember the entire crankcase is empty of oil right now, so I just like to give it a good head start to get everything flowing. Another thing that you'll want to do is when you're filling up your filter, you'll see this O-ring here. What you want to do is take a little thin layer of clean oil and just coat it around that. Now that we've got our oil filter half full of oil, we're just going to go ahead and screw it on. For this step here, you don't have to go crazy tight. This isn't something that is structural to the bike. You just need it on tight enough so that it's not going to come off. What K&N recommends is 1/2 to 3/4 of a turn after it's lightly seated. The next step is we're going to refill the bike with oil now that you've got all that nasty old oil out of there. So we're going to consult our blue book. It's going to tell us that we need 3,700 milliliters of oil. So this is, again, AMSOIL synthetic 10W40 motorcycle oil. So now that we have our oil filled up to what appears to be full, we're actually going to start the bike. It's going to pump some of the oil through the different parts of the motor, and the oil level is actually going to drop in our dipstick. So give us a call at 902-442-4046 or check us out at our website at halifaxmotorsports.com. Come check us out at 818 Prospect Road in Goodwood, Nova Scotia.